Hello and welcome to the unofficial Bshl Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host Corey, joined by the sick elf.
Corey. Still sick, Feeling better though.
Well, that's good. At least you're on the mend, just in time for Christmas. You have a good weekend?
I mean, yeah. I really can't complain about my weekend. I was sick, obviously, but I got to watch some Bshl hockey from the comfort of my chair. Got to watch what was it? Jake Paul get knocked out by Anthony Joshua. That was fun.
It was a good finish to a mediocre fight.
Yeah.
BSHL hockey, though. Let's get quickly into the games and we'll chat some.
All right. So on Saturday, the Bucktouche JCs made the trip to Spring Hill to face the Amherst Ducks. Bucktouche won that game 4-1. On the board that night, Dan LeBlanc, 2 goals, 3 points. Pierre Durapeau, 1 goal. Alex Savoie, 1 goal. From Amherst, Robert Van Weinsberg with 1 goal. Good turnout for Amherst and Spring Hill. I know that you rubbed shoulders with Mr. David A. Boyce there.
Yeah, it was a good to see the crowd out in Spring Hill. 5 days before Christmas, pretty impressive to see the support that they gave this team.
Yeah,
I was happy about that. I don't think it's going to be the last time that we see Bshl Senior Hockey League game in Spring Hill.
You were asked a question on the live stream last night in Bucktouche, and just speak in your mind. I think you nailed it right on the head. I think you I don't, and I'm going to quote you right here. I think Amherst didn't support their team. They're not a senior hockey team.
They're just not a senior hockey town. They're a good hockey town. They love their Ramblers. They've had the Ramblers for a long time now. They're a junior hockey town. They're just not every town's going to be a senior hockey town.
Yeah. Yep.
Rishabukto isn't a junior hockey town. Rishabukto barely supported the Rangers when we had them, but support the heck out of the Hawks, and they could do better at supporting the Hawks this year, but they still support the Hawks. Not every town is made for certain types of hockey. I think Amherst is just a junior hockey town. This was a great idea and worth the attempt to get senior hockey there. I think hopefully moving forward they figure out a way to keep hockey in that region because it's a great little, there are some good hockey fans for senior hockey in Amherst. But there's a lot of good senior hockey fans in Spring Hill. So I was really happy with the turnout. And they were loud. They were everything you remember them being, chirping people. And it was a good time. So
yeah, I got to watch the game. Geez, Saturday was busy here because I was sick, but I was also watching the Montreal Canadiens play on my TV. On one computer, I had the Fundy Fun Factory's Facebook, and then after YouTube. So they were live on YouTube as well.
Yep.
And I was also watching the IPW show from Prince Edward Island. Did not know they were going to go live, but got to watch all of it and had a pretty good Saturday.
Yeah, it was. Sounds like that. That sounds nice. I was in Spring Hill eating paisano, so I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be honest with you. That pizza's as good as I remember it being.
Boyce and Connor Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I crossed paths with Dave a couple times, but definitely spent a good amount of time with Connor. Hung out with Ricky some. Ricky drove up with me. I left kind of semi-late, but managed to pick Ricky up and get there in time. You know that I'm running late when I don't catch all of the warm-up. I missed the beginning of warm-up. I was late.
No.
But happens. But yeah, no, it was a good time. Definitely was also spent some time with Jeanette and some of the JC's people in the corner there when I was taking pictures. It's always fun to talk with them and connect with them. But yeah, it's I don't know. It was fun. I'm happy to see that team get the support they deserve because they're a talented team, man. They're better than their record shows, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Another great quote from you. The season really only starts in January, so the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come for sure.
On Sunday, we had 2 games in LC Puck Duck. Or in Rishabukto, the LC Puck Duck Hawks, they beat the Amherst Ducks 7-3. On the board for LC, Robbie Graham with 2 goals, 4 points. Brandon Cormier with 2 goals, 3 points. Daniel Krejzilla with 1 goal, 3 points. Brody MacArthur with 2 goals, Vincent Deslauriers with 3 assists, Amherst Dallin Bulger with 2 goals, and Mats Colson with 1 goal. This game played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out in my head. When your mother was at the game, and she was like,
Yep.
there was 13 skaters for Amherst and 17 for the Hawks. And in my head, I was like,
They're going to gas.
they're going to make it competitive for the first 2, and in the third period, the Hawks are just going to take over. And that's literally what happened. And we mentioned that, like, the Hawks' record right now, as of right now, the Hawks are in the third.
Yeah.
It's very close. The Hawks started the season was very similar to Amherst. Few bodies would make the trips. Few bodies would make it to the home games.
They're managing
they
to
would
win
gas.
somehow.
They're managing to win, but like the losses that they would get would be because they gassed out. I think one of the problems of Amherst is get a full lineup.
I mean, 100%, and they just need to, turn it around a little bit on home ice. When you look at home records, the Hawks are the best team on home ice so far this year. They're 7-1-0. Hawks are tough to play in that Kent North. I wish the attendance was a little bit higher, but the fans that are there are loud, and they're good fans. So, I don't know. I think for the Hawks, if they can finish in the top half of this league and get a little bit of home ice advantage, that's going to do them some good for sure.
Absolutely.
And the Hawks just keep rolling. I mean, like you said, they started a little bit short. They turned that around really quick. So it's been fun to watch. They're one of my favorite teams to watch in this league right now.
Yep.
Just their style of play, how hard they play, the skill. Capriotti's great in net. I don't know. They're just fun to watch. So I was sad that I couldn't be at this game, but it was hockey day in Bugtouche yesterday. I knew that parking at the JK would be a nightmare, and it was. Let's get into the last game, then I'll talk about it some.
So the Dalhousie Marauders made the trip to Bugtouche, and they beat the Bugtouche JCs on their home ice in regulation. I don't think this has happened in, 2 seasons? 3 seasons?
This is their first loss in 2 seasons on home ice in regulation during the regular season.
So Eric Fye continues to dominate. 3 goals, 4 points. Dawson Stairs with 2 goals. Francis Thibault with 2 assists. For Bugtouche, Patrice Carmier with 1 goal, 2 points. And Jean-Samuel Lagacé with 1 goal. I think easily this could be game of the week.
I probably agree with you. I only saw 2 out of the 3. Amherst in Spring Hill against Bugtouche was very chippy. It was a fun game for, that reason. There was a lot of big hits, but this one was a rivalry. You could see it on the ice, the late hits, the chirping. I don't know, man. So I get to the rink around, I want to say 5:30-ish, some in that neighborhood, and there's not a parking spot. There's not a parking spot up top. There's not a parking spot down below. There's no parking spots along the side of the road going towards your place. There's no parking spots anywhere. So I actually went through both parking lots, circled, went back up top, came back around, looked again, nothing. So then I went to the lower parking lot, and I definitely parked in a sketchy spot, like up on the curb on the grass, sideways. I was like, fuck, this is where we're at right now. So when they started naming out license plates, I was like, please don't be me. It wasn't me. I was far enough off to the side that I wasn't bugging anybody, but it was definitely a sketchy spot to park. But good for Bugtouche, man. Good for the JCs. Good for the Steamers. So what it was you paid $12 to get in, and you watched 2 games.
That's pretty
just
good.
A great day. Won 50-50 for both games. Ended up being like a $3,500 50-50. Pretty darn good.
Wow.
And the place was really quite full. Just packed. If this would have been a Hawks JCs game, there wouldn't have been an empty space in the building.
Yep.
The Hawks fans would have filled it. And even then, there were some Hawks fans that chose to go here instead because they knew that Dalhousie Bugtouche was going to be a hell of a game. And they were like, why not just catch 2 games for the price of 1? So it was good. It was fun. Got there. Was waiting for the Steamers game to finish.
Yeah, you said it was going to be maybe a half hour late because it was
Ended
going
up being
into
about an
overtime.
hour. Yeah. Ended up being closer to an hour late. So I get there and I'm standing up top with the Summit FM guys. And they had all their gear. I had all my gear. We were waiting to go and set up. And Steamers people were set up there. So I'm standing there and I'm a guy who likes to fuck around. You know? I don't... Yeah, I know. I don't like to be serious. I like to crack jokes. I like to tease. So Santa Claus is coming around the corner. And I look at him. And I see him coming and I'm like, jackpot. So Gary's standing there from Summit and Ryan's standing there from Summit. And, you know, Gary and I talk regularly at the games. Good people, Summit FM. Santa comes closer and I go, pound the way. Those guys, I think they might be on your naughty list. They're from Dalhousie. They're here to cheer on the Marauders. And this Santa, I don't know who the hell it was, but he was worth his weight in gold. He turned around and, ho, ho, ho. Naughty boys from Dalhousie, and you started to rib them some. Man, poor Gary, poor Ryan. I enjoyed it so much, and it's just the kind of like dumb shit that I do when I'm bored. But you know, I don't know. Thanks to the Dalhousie guys for having a good sense of humor. Thank you to that Santa Claus for making my day, and I don't know. I had fun. Then we got into a game, and it was a hell of a game. It was a great game. Very physical. Eric Fye is unreal. Playing better and better every week. It's just wild. Dawson Stairs looking good. It's just this. I want to see these two play in the playoffs so bad. Like, this will be a good playoff series. These guys don't like each other right now. So, I don't know. It was just really a battle. And to the point where, like, you could hear the chirp. You could hear players chirping each other from the top where I was recording. That's always a treat when you get to hear the players chirping from that far. So, great game here. Predictions wise, Corey, I think you kicked my ass this week.
Yeah. You went 1-2. I went 3-0.
And what's our record right now overall?
Oh, it's getting closer, buddy. You are now at 30-14. I am catching up. I am 27-17.
So if you have another weekend like this, you'll be one win behind me. It's too bad because I can taste the Donair. And there's nothing sweeter than a Donair that someone else buys you. I'll tell you right now, like, you buy yourself a Donair, it's always a good day. For me, I go into a store and a restaurant, I'm like, I'll take the Donair, please. That's a good day. But if that Donair comes out of your checkbook, Corey, chef's kiss, baby. It's going to be the best Donair of all time. And now you're making it close.
When I win,
yes,
I'm gonna take that Donair that you buy me,
yeah,
and throw it on the floor because I know that'll just piss you off to waste a perfectly good Donair.
Why would you do that?
Just to piss you off.
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
I know.
Players of the week?
Players of the week, I think we are in agreement. Forwards, Robbie Graham, 4 points. Eric Fye, 4 points. And newcomer to the league and to players of the week, Brandon Cormier of the Hawks with 3 points. On D, Danik Crate with 3 points. Dan LeBlanc with 3 points. And our goalie of the week is Zach LeBlanc from the JCs.
There's our players of the week. Congrats, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for for being here. I'd like to take a moment, though. Here's our last episode before Christmas. So just thank everybody. Thank everybody for all the opportunities we've gotten with this podcast, everybody that we've met. When I got to Bucktouche last night, I was parked down below, so I came in and it was just like Marauders Nation in front of me. And, having a chat with Peltier, having a chat with Big Jeremy, night before getting to stand and have a good chat with Jeanette. It's just a privilege that these people are as welcome as they've been for us to do what we're doing in this league. Wouldn't be possible without all these teams and the executives from the BSHL, primarily, especially Roger and Connor. They've both been big supporters of ours.
Absolutely.
So thanks to everybody for everything you do. Thanks for all your support. It means the world. And thanks to the podcast team, because none of this happens. I can tell you that yesterday I was at that game in Bucktouche alone because Tracy's sick, Cheryl's sick, Little Elf Corey's sick. my mom and dad went to the game in Elsie, so I was there alone for the first 2 periods. And something you take for granted is having that crew around us, so that you're not the only one doing everything. It's I'm sure makes it easier. So
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have the team that we have, and to do what we're doing, because we're really doing something very unique and fun. Something I'm very proud of. So
You got to give a special shout out to Mama Podcast there, because I think she's been the workhorse of the podcast, because she's a soldier.
oh yeah,
Like all I thought nobody was at the Hawks game, and all of a sudden she's like Ducks first on the board, Dallin Bulger. I'm like, your mom's at the game. She gave us all the information, took all the notes, and just that's a trooper right there. You don't deserve that mother.
I agree. I've got a great mother. I'm very lucky to have her. She was at the game last night for us, so it's been a good run, man. We're having fun, but we'll be back hopefully this Friday with our next episode. Corey, hopefully you're feeling better for the holidays here. It's never fun to be under the weather this time of year.
Yeah, I wish I'd look better too, but you know.
Well, we're not looking for fucking miracles. We're not looking for miracles here, buddy. We're aiming for things that are a little more realistic.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks everyone. We'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you Friday. Merry Christmas.
Take care. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.